But now is the time, everyone. Now is what you have been waiting for. The reason we have the wig on Kevin right now. The reason we all.
Oh my gosh, they just got
that we have a new
2,000
champion coming
viewers.
out, and that is going to be Io.
2,000 viewers, guys.
We watched you for eons, waiting, dreaming of
We
the
already
day
saw
we might
this.
meet.
Look.
It wasn't
Here comes the
supposed to be
Genos.
like this. Pieces of us
Here comes
hurtled
Genos.
toward your embrace.
Yeah, I've seen this a million
along with
times already.
Something else. The darkness. We were broken, unwhole,
Yeah,
unworthy of your servant's kindness.
Genos, literal god, gets killed by
To
Io.
see them broken too, they do not deserve this. We do not wish to fight,
Rockman killing
but we
everyone.
will do what we must.
There he
There
is.
still hope
There he is,
left
boys.
in the realm. And so I am here, so no more will be broken.
I'm gonna double down and say yes. I absolutely think you could rock the outfit.
Really? This hair is
bringing
way
it back.
longer than I thought too. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it goes pretty far down.
He's got a
Sarah's gonna have
dog, dude.
a fun time with this. It's already all over my shirt.
But
He's got a dog.
everything coming through, I think we're starting to see potentially why a lot of the last couple of, the Bazaar, when we saw Shattered Desert, there's a little bit more to do with the moon, little fox statues all over the map.
I love, people are already, like I've been keeping up with the Reddit and people's theories about Io. And, going back to Shattered Desert with the little spirit fox running around the tree in the spawn. Someone's like, I think a week into it, someone made a post about like what it could be, alluding to Io, and then obviously released Bazaar. We had the full statue of Io like sat there in the center. People finally got a glimpse of the Shattered Goddess herself. So I'm really excited about Io, and I hope you guys will love her.
I think you will. I think we actually do have like the splash art. Obviously, you just got to see her in the cinematic, but you can kind of see again the freeze frame, soak it all in, her, as well as her fox standing right next to her. And Blue, you're just so adorable. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. There's a dog at the table.
It's a great dog.
And admittedly, for a good reason. You missed the yawn. I'm sorry, everyone in chat.
Yeah.
But we also have the turnaround and the voice pack to be able to kind of listen to that, and then we can dive more into her lore.
Oh, she does have a tail. I didn't even realize.
Even the smallest being can alter the course of the future. I once knew a joke, but now, how did it go? Our light encompasses all.
The battle is about to begin.
So I noticed you're missing the long braids, but admittedly, as I've learned with a wife that cosplays, braids on wigs make them obnoxiously heavy. So it's probably for the better right now.
Yeah, Sarah made this headpiece because she's making this full cosplay, I believe, for HRX. She made this in the last 2 days. And it took her like 16 hours. So she dedicated a lot of time to get this for me for Patch Note Show. So here's Io. Where do we start? Where are we starting here?
I'm gonna throw it out. She is a support.
Yes.
And I think like all the stuff like her health, the abilities we can go into, but just the backstory. Who is Io? Why is she here?
So yeah, if you listen to the lore video right there, Io is essentially she is the moon goddess, basically the moon herself. And then an unknown corruption collides with the moon and shatters the moon, and obviously because Io is the moon and the moon goddess, shattered along with it. And that's how you have both Io and her fox Luna. They're essentially the representations of the moon in Paladins, and there's been people that have worshipped this moon goddess Io for eons and eons and eons. And now that the magistrate has kind of marched onto the moon shards and Shattered Desert and the people of Bazaar, Io has come back to defend her people and take her rightful place as the moon goddess.
And so, as was said, anyone who is a support main, rejoice, because you are getting a new support to be able to come through and play, which I think just on base should be exciting. But I think going into who she is, what she does, is going to be even more impressive. But just going to throw it out there. You see 2,400 in the bottom left. She does have a card right now increasing her health. Her base health is 2,200. And so going to be a support, still on the lower end, a little easier to kill off, but not the weakest champion. Evie still holds that title.
Yeah, she has standard support health, the normalized 2,200. So she is going to be just as killable as any other support in the game, but obviously you can modify that through a health card.
And you also will be able to modify that through some of the abilities we'll get to later, but the first one that you see obviously might recognize it if you've been playing the game for a long time as well.
She does so much damage.
In essence of what it is, but is the light bow.
This is so this is the light bow. It has no fall off and it fires 400 damage crescent energy basically every 0.6 seconds. So
that's
this
a
is a
strong
that
gun.
can obviously not really deal a ton of damage, but it's very consistent.
Not a ton of damage. 400.
So same damage as
okay,
Maldamba,
buddy.
Slightly slower, and it doesn't have the arc. And with no fall off, you can actually do a good amount of assist damage to help secure teams to your kill.
I'd argue it's the scariest kind of damage because it's just low enough that you're not going to register it.
Yep.
But it's unless you're the one dealing it. Like you're gonna notice if I hit 4 shots, that's 1,600. But if you're getting hit 400 every now and then, you might be able to glance over it. But she comes through, so has a little bit of damage and a little bit of bite to her. And then her alt fire is going to be where her heal is.
No, because it has travel time. Nothing with travel time does headshot
Moonlight,
damage.
I was going to hold and channel Moonlight into an ally, healing them for 135 every 0.15 seconds. This is our first healing resource, or our first really resource champion that their entire heal is dedicated on that. So you're going to see this is a little bit similar to Ceres when you start to aim. So you actually have to look at your target and hit them, and then once you're connected to your ally, you're actually able to get a little bit more leeway to look away if you just want to move slower instead of fast like that. So connect the heal and look a little bit to the left. You can see that it will hold on, Anthony, go a little bit slower. Yeah, and you can see you connect to him and then move it slowly to the right until you break it. Now
so
we have to wait for Moonlight to
a little bit
regenerate.
Of leeway on either side that you can kind of look around. So it's not precision, but you still have to be in the area.
It's important to note that it's precision to initiate it, so players can select their targets with refinement when a lot's going on. But then you connect to the player and you get a lot more leeway to move left or right.
Nice.
Important to note too, if
so you can pull away though.
Break
so
that
like
threshold of how far you can turn left or right, you'll reattach if another player is in the area. So you can see it kind of
the
jump
same
here,
deal as
if we get energy filled up a little bit more.
You need that, and that's actually I guess the other thing. You can look at it here.
That's my question.
You have that Moonlight.
Look at that! Did you see that?
Cannot heal if it's empty, so you're going to have to kind of use your heal a little more safely. Like you're going to have to pay attention to this resource.
And the important part about a resource healer too is that once you're initiating the heal, you have to retain on it. So a lot of the heals in our game are just like point and click. I'm going to initiate it and then I can go immediately to damage. So IO specifically, that's not intentional, so we will get that one fixed. We have a long PTS. We did not mean that. I've never seen that bug. So make sure to play her on PTS and give us your bug reports and feedback. But she is going to have to choose between like sticking and healing on an ally or trying to fight them and use other abilities. Because it's
I want to see what else she does.
My heal, now I can go back to
I don't want to call it yet.
It's an active choice for the IO player to have to make decisions mid-fight on what's the best course of action.
And there she is in the emote. Now I feel confident being able to go forward with it. I wanted to make sure he wasn't locked out.
Yes.
But we brought Blue onto the show, and not just because it's always awesome to have a puppy come through and be on the show, and though I do know that I'm going to gloat to F dot about that later. But it is because Blue was a voice for the game.
Yes, Blue is actually the voice actress for your pet fox Luna.
Your guardian spirit.
Your guardian spirit. So this ability is called Guardian Spirit. You summon Luna to fight alongside you. She will also rush and stun enemies that have been marked by your light bow every 15 seconds. And then she can be resummoned to a new location every 8 seconds. So this is oh yeah, that's the death stamp. It's called Grilled, so have fun. So the big thing about this is you know,
like
we wanted to make a pet tamer. Because we don't have a character that actually generates a pet or controls them.
Dude.
But having the pet kind of run wild in our world can get a little bit messy.
All right.
So we really wanted to make this specific
I'll talk about this after
stay in
what
one
I think is
location
gonna happen.
when you use it, but feel alive. So you can see we put a lot of effort.
Oh,
and
staying
shout out
next
to
to her
the
is like a
animation
totem
and our
heal.
tech artist who put a lot of effort into Luna to make her feel alive and active. Right? She floats,
she has an AOE
she
heal.
feels almost like a character. She's very obvious. So this isn't something that players should ignore. I think it's important to note that. Like, her design is based around her both.
I think I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like look, it looks like there's a heal ring, and then watch when she stands in it. There's like a healing.
First deploy her.
It might be her healing the dog.
It's another 18 seconds.
I don't know.
But every 8 seconds, you can move her around, which you're
the
seeing
dog healing
Anthony do right now.
And not only are you seeing that, but she's also one of the, I guess, I don't know if it counts as deployable pet, I guess is the best way to word it, but can capture the objective. You can leave Luna on the point.
So part of making this character feel alive
it's literally
is giving her
champion.
the ability to actually capture objectives,
it's
which
tanky
in playtest has been very interesting. We've had people drop Luna on the point and then go on the siege engine and then go off and fight others.
I'm interested to know how much heals per second though it is.
Right? Just drop and contest.
Oh,
you know, sometimes you're on those 99.99. Sometimes Luna can buy you that extra time. She has 3,500.
Imagine using that thing to demount.
She does not disappear after time. There's no time limit on Luna. You only have to kill her to get the resummon. She also has out of combat healing, so if players stop focusing
this is
her,
honestly kind of
she'll
meta changing
her
though.
health. In addition to that, she is affected by Bulldozer. She is a pet, similar to Amani's Dragon, which is how we modified.
Which I'm not sure if it'll affect
what
casuals.
Bulldozer did when Amani released.
Man, this is the year of Bulldozer. Like it went from being like just
strong,
almost no reason to buy it unless they happen to stack up Nara, Barrack, and Ying on she like that item is 100% worthwhile coming through here, and I think that's going to be interesting. Because like you said, cooldown is very large if it does die off. So as the Luna player, or as the IO player, you have to keep track of your health bar, not only yours, not only your teammates, but also wherever you happen to leave your pet.
And can we actually take a look at Luna's attacks? I don't think I mentioned it, but she actually has an attack chain. So it's a light, heavy attack chain. So it's a little bit of damage into a hard hit at the end.
Yep, I
what's
saw
really
it already, bro.
cool that I like about this is that she has a little bit of intelligent tech with her that she will actually focus the player that Luna has that Io has marked last. So you can see the stun is also only initiated through this. And it has a 15-second timer. You have a quick little glance at the bottom left hand of your screen. We have a Luna icon that's really just there for you to glance and see the cooldown. You see once it comes up, it flashes.
Think about this.
The player on the receiving end of this gets a very unique tell. They have like a Grumpy Bomb style indicator,
580 per hit
so we want to
with
make
the
it
stun.
obvious to players.
Think about that.
And you're just going to be moving Luna around
if you're
through the
staying
world.
next to it, you get a heal.
You can see this aura. We haven't mentioned this.
Think
this
about
aura
that.
around her. This is actually her first talent. So the first talent, her default lifelink, actually grants an AoE healing aura.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing that aura. It won't be there by default.
Yeah. So that's going to be something that you can choose or change.
Okay.
I love
of course,
this.
I think everything already in this kit, I'm going to say
300
that
per
this
second.
is
That would be good.
very, very heavy. Like the players that are like cognizant are going to be so amazing. Like I'm excited for IO highlights because I want to see what is going to be accomplished.
That's one of the big things I wanted to bring into this.
Don't really change too much of anything.
I wanted it to feel like a player could jump in and play IO and it feel easy and they feel effective, right? Like look at the character, look at an ally, hold the heal. You are attached to them. You get a little bit more leniency on left or right. You can kind of wave over your allies and switch targets, very friendly, but you can also disengage the heal and then re-engage because it goes back to that direct trace, and so you can be really accurate in the middle of team fights if you're that skilled on who you want to heal. And then Luna, as by nature, right, you just place her and she can be useful. She's going to attack people. She'll heal allies if you're using that talent, but really good
does that
players
count as
can
her
be
ability?
intelligent with
So
her,
like if
hide
you
her
get a
around
Genos
corners,
buff,
move her.
will it
We
also
actually
buff
have
your dog?
one of our better players in our playtest was playing a very interesting flank IO style, where what he would do is he would actually place Luna behind a wall, and then he would actually be fighting people and mark them, and then move Luna to them, so once Luna got to the location, they would immediately initiate the stun.
Nice.
So there's a lot of small, intricate things you can do, and I think at base, you're just
She's
going to
be a
have
high
this thing
skill
be able
champion if you want to play her
naturally.
like well.
And that she just blows it out of the park. Like this is amazing.
Other than a
already.
healer,
And
like as a damage.
again, there's still two more abilities. One of them admittedly, compared to the rest of the kit, there's not as much that you need to know.
They made her
way
too strong.
The Lunar Leap,
they're gonna nerf her.
It's a backflip. It's a get me out of here. I need to be safe.
So this actually, this ability doesn't do any like damage or effect. This is strictly an ability for you to get away quickly. She has a number of cards with this. You can see the shield on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think we have the Skywalker card right there too. So there's a card that actually, as you're firing your light bow, you get reduced gravity and air control. So if you want to attach, can we just attach rank 5 of Skywalker? And then this is going to reduce your gravity by a lot.
So
you're going to be able to carry that momentum a very, very long way.
There it is.
There it is.
You're still going.
Yep.
And, you know, on Bazaar, there's not as much, I want to say, high ground. Like, right there, I think it's more noticeable. But, like, when you're looking at a map like, let's say, Timber Mill, even though it's getting, I think, taken out of the rank.
Like, it's going to be really good.
You just backflip from building to building. Like, you're just all of a sudden on the other side of the map.
And you're going to be pretty vulnerable, right? So I think a lot of people have been more experimenting with this at 1 or 2 points. The big point is like with your backflip, you can carry your momentum a little bit, get further away, reposition yourself, control yourself
Flying in this
around
game
corners.
is trash.
And this is important to note. This card only works while firing, right? So there's a limited time that Io's going to be up there. She can't just sit in the air. There's also a card that does this with her heal as well. It's called Moonwalk. So you can be healing backflip, and then also just continue to heal while carrying your momentum and flying through the sky.
Cool. So a lot of stuff that, like you said, can kind of augment this lunar leap to make it
put you
more than just a lunar leap. It can be a little more.
Yeah, and you also don't interrupt your heal when you lunar leap. So if Anthony, if you can show just if you're healing someone and then you backflip, you can continue healing them. I think that's very important.
It doesn't put you in third person.
Okay. In that instance.
So that way you can still disengage, but be effective in the fight. Like, you're not taking yourself out of the fight fully. You're still going to have some.
And we're not kicking you to 3P either. So you can kind of get that, like, I'm doing this backwards fade away, like firing my bow or healing an ally.
Again, the montages.
This is Champion the Montage.
Champion the Montage.
Or Montage the Champion, I reverse that.
And now we have one more. You can see in the bottom right of the screen, the ultimate. And it's called Be Gone.
Be Gone. So Io projects an ethereal manifestation of Luna. Sends it forward. Enemies caught will be pulled along the travel path, and they'll take 800 damage when it collides with the wall. So this ability can actually ride both the ground and ramps, which is an important part of it. We were kind of looking like, what did we not have? In an ultimate, and we really didn't have anything that carried players for a support, right? We have Genos that's like line beam damage. We have Ceres
that's the only reason
deployable pull players in. We have
they can't nerf that.
That's like
you can't nerf that.
Out, but we don't have, like,
nerf an ability that just shoves you off the freaking map.
We've had
I thought they learned their lesson with Torvald, dude.
Very interesting playtest with this ability, right? This is an ability that can strengthen depending on map, right? You can like fire people off edges.
I do want to know that.
Actually, I've seen him do some really nasty stuff on Fish Market as players are trying to push. So this is an ability that has, I think, a wide range of uses.
Yeah, and kind of like
it goes through shields, and it disables
anytime that you would have seen a Torvald ult that could be effective, this can kind of hit the same place. It's a little harder to connect, but also a little easier to connect at the same time. So again, riding that thin line of awesome.
And you have full control of positioning too, so you can fire it, and then it doesn't actually fire.
I'm not a fan of these kinds of abilities.
If we can. I don't know if Anthony showed that off already. Yeah, so you can reposition, doesn't fire until you...
This is going to be a fun healer, though, without a doubt, it's going to be...
Can you actually ride it up one of the ramps there, Anthony?
You like getting pushed off the map by Torvald, dude? It's terrible. You can shoot it on the ground, and then it travels along the ground.
I'm seeing a backflip 360 ult push, kill 5 people. Like, if you manage that play at any point, either on PTS or on live, I want to see it. Like, I want clips.
I'm very happy with how this champion has come out, and I really want to give another shout out to like our animation, VFX, and tech art team specifically.
Leave this realm.
They put a lot of work into refining this, right? Like, the VFX are amazing. I love moving Luna around. Her stun feels fluid. I don't know if we saw it, but Luna's stun actually does, like, she stuns the player and then actually does a backflip animation kickoff, and then like travels back into the wisp form. Just moving her around feels super fluid. And I think we have a number of cards too that let you. We tried to get a play your way style into it.
And I forgot.
I'm gonna play her a lot
because we haven't even talked about the talents.
Sorry, I've been really. I have been anxious about this character for so long, just wanting to show her off.
There's just so many cool things in all of the abilities that it's fun to be able to dive in depth with them. But there is still more that we have to cover.
Like she just looks,
and that is like you said, default is this lifelink talent, which is the AOE heal.
Yes, so it's 300 health per second. AOE heal. It's I believe a 20 or 30 foot radius, so much significantly smaller than Grover, but has the same properties that it's going to go through all. But players need to be obviously much closer to Io, or I'm sorry, the Luna to receive that benefit.
And then the next talent, the one that you would unlock at level 2, is going to be called Goddess's Blessing.
Yeah, so we have the AOE heal talent, and then we really wanted a pocket. I wanted a pocket talent that allowed players to be like, okay, I'm going to just like benefit this one person. So Goddess's Blessing, allies being healed by Moonlight receive 15% reduced damage. We also have a card that increases allies being healed movement speed. I think there's some cool combos to do that. So really, if you have like one primary tank that you're trying to keep alive, you can sit there and channel not only healing to them, but also damage reduction. So that's a very strong combination.
You thought Inara was hard to kill before.
Yeah.
Let's see how she does now.
Here's a Cassia getting healed. Yeah.
40% damage reduction on
how much those arrows are chunking with and without the heal. But then coming forward, there's one more talent at level 8 called Sacrifice.
Yeah, and then we wanted a little bit of a greedy talent for Io herself. We wanted something that allowed her to stay alive. In situations like, oh, I'm against multiple flanks, I want to dove a lot. How do I stay alive? So Sacrifice, if Io falls below 200 health while Luna is active, she has to be active. She trades places with Luna, heals, and Luna dies in her stead. It's the saddest talent, but it's really good.
And incredibly so.
Dang,
also, don't know me, Anthony. I will say it is some of the
crazy.
It's a very sad death sound of the fox. It is very sad. I hope you all get attached to Luna.
Well, hey, you know what?
No one's gonna play this.
That works even better
talent
because now people like they don't want to hear. They don't want to hurt the fox, so they're going to be like, well, I mean,
that might be a really good talent.
We can't kill Luna. So
you're gonna spray your own Luna's death.
It will be.
Yeah, so Sacrifice, it's got a 60-second internal cooldown too, so this is not going to happen every time.
Yeah.
And then when she trade places, she can heal. For players that are looking for counters for this,
yeah, they all seem really good.
She's got that delay. You're going to be able to see where she goes, so you get a little bit of read on it. Again, like there's a lot of strategies with how to play. I think Io, right? So like Sacrifice, like hiding Luna in a room, so in case a flank ganks you, right?
It might
you're
be
not
the
gonna get that AoE heal, but you still have powerful in hands. You have powerful heal. You can bring Luna into stun players,
damage reduction
and then like
best.
if she's off to the side, you can trade places with her when you would take a killing blow, basically.
And keeps you alive, keeps you safe.
Yes.
But again, like you said, it's a little more selfish overall, and it's perfect because you have the AoE heal, like I'm gonna be your healer. You've got the pocket, I'm gonna keep my tank alive, and you've got the I don't care about you guys. I'm keeping me alive.
Yeah,
like,
this was actually the talent.
Get out of here.
This was actually the talent that one of our better players in our playtest was using for the flank IO. Yeah. Which was pretty effective. You had to really think about it.
I can imagine, like...
It took me a second. I'm like, oh, man, he's really using that, the Sacrifice talent. He's making good use of it, right? You kind of have to play around Io a little bit differently when she has that.
Yeah, you just don't die.
Again,
yo, what up,
all
Mr.
I can think of now is just
how you doing, my dude?
The amount of plays that Io can make. Like, there's so many cool ones. And again, like you said earlier, on paper, like, you initially play Io, everything works the way it's intended. It's like a textbook right on there on paper. Then it gets more in depth as you learn more about it. And we do also have, I think, some of the recolors, like the Mastery skin that came through for her.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That looks really good.
This is the good.
I'm distracted by her headdress and, well, Luna.
Golden Luna, too. That's what I like about this, yeah.
Doing good.
Screams, look at me.
Look at me.
But, I mean, coming forward again, I guess we looked at some of the golden skins earlier, and I can see it in game. Golden Luna looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's shiny.
This is one of my favorite golden skins. I'm also incredibly biased because this is my
I like the other one, honestly, better, like a normal skin.
I don't think.
What a coincidence.
This is my favorite champion. It's the best. The greatest champion ever made. That's what I said in the office until people got annoyed with me.
Yes, dude.
I mean, I talked about
Io doing great
online, but Io just as a character concept for us, we always land somewhere good, but she just kind of came together so quickly. It was kind of crazy. We just hit a sketch, and the group looked at it. We're like, yeah, well, that's Io. We're making this. Just go.
Yeah, just go.
This is also the first champion that we've been able to show our AOC from like initial concept and like
all the way through.
All the way through.
Agreed, that skin looks pretty dope
that's
though.
The recolor there.
That skin's pretty dope, and that's just gonna be for gold. So
I love
orange.
I got plenty of
orange
gold
and
to
blue.
buy.
That's another color combination that almost. It never fails.
Yep.
And then
the season pass recolor.
Season pass.
Season pass
so very much in line
recolor,
with like,
dude.
the Amani skins and the others.
Dude, are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
This is Starfall, only available in the season pass,
skin,
so limited to players.
yeah.
This is actually, I really love this skin a lot.
I love this one. I like the white one the best. I'll play the
I
white
forgot
one.
I'm in this headset.
I couldn't tell if you loved it or not.
After a while, it's
I just like was natural. I completely forgot that I'm in this, and I just see myself on screen.
I hate Paladins.
We got to the bottom of the mystery. We figured out why you had the wig, why the headdress was there. I still think you should keep the blue mark on all
Just
day.
all day.
Here's how I feel about let's close this. About Io. I think she's dope, dude, but I got some problems. Well, not problems. Some things about how the game is going to be changing. I think we're going to say, hey, dude, damages, going to be done. I mean, not damages, sorry, flanks. Flanks, like the second damage is going to be done. We're going to start seeing pocket healers, I think, like 2 healer teams. Even though Cauterives is a thing, people like Genos and Io, dude, like, Io is not like a good solo healer. Like, she's not going to be a good... She's meta changing for sure. Yeah, like from what we saw, I don't know, right? I just got to see a little clip. But from what we saw, she's not a strong healer. She just has healing abilities. Like that one ability, like it's going to die from Cauterize, easy. But with damage reduction and like pocket healing, another the damage or something like that, or even maybe solo tanks with a pocket heal on a flank. Because she's got a movement ability to keep up with the flanks. She's going to rip us all apart. She does a lot of damage, dude. So, like, I could see... Since she does so much damage, I could definitely see her being, like, switched out with... I don't know. Honestly, though, dude, people who play in, like, casuals and ranked and stuff are too ape to really make something like that. But we'll see what happens in competitive play. We'll see what happens. When is she out? They said July. PTS, she'll be out on Friday. And July, sometime she'll be out for reals.